So the next component is the one minute, delivery controller. So what the delivery controller will do, what is the actual role of delivery controller? Based on your understanding, you can tell me, I will clear it. What is the role of Citrix delivery controller?
Mm,
If no idea, then I can explain, no problem. Okay. So the Citrix delivery controller is the main core component for the Citrix infrastructure. So this delivery controller will have n number of services. Okay. Or Citrix desktop service, and then Citrix host service, Citrix machine creation service, Citrix store service, Citrix licensing service. There is n number of service. So all the right? Generally, each and every application should have their own service. What the service will do? Do you have any general idea?
No.
Brokering
Hmm.
service.
Okay, fine. See, if you install the delivery controller role in any server, so you should know how many service will be created as part of this role. If you filter out by Citrix, you can see, right,
Yeah.
till this one. So these many Citrix service will be created once you install Citrix delivery controller on the server. So these all are related to Citrix delivery controller service. So you should have understanding about each and every service, what it will do. So generally,
O-
what is your idea about any particular service?
No.
Okay.
Broker service, I know.
No, generally, no. You no need to consider about Citrix service. Generally, I'm talking the general term. What is
Mhm.
service? What is your understanding? Service means what?
The, you know, what do you say? The service.
Okay, leave it. If you go to hotel, so what kind of service
Mm.
you will get?
Five stars, like, the guy who is providing us the food and everything,
Ah,
he's giving
so
the
that is called
services.
waiter. So waiter service. What kind of service waiter will do?
He will come and he will ask for the food and everything, what kind
Okay.
of things
Okay,
like.
now you got the nature of sorry, duty of nature for service. So
Yeah,
waiter service.
yeah,
What's waiter will do? He will come and ask you what kind of food do you want to have. So and then he will
yeah.
prepare the food and then he will bring and he will give it to you. So waiter will do. He will take order. He will give the order to you. Correct?
Right, right.
So the
Yes.
similar way in all the server, whenever you are installing any role, each and every role will create some service. For if you install the delivery controller, it will provide these many service.
Okay.
Citrix broker service,
Okay.
configuration synchronize service, configuration logging service, configuration replication service. So these kind of service. Suppose if in any hotel, you went to one hotel, but there is no waiter service. What you will do? You will go yourself and take place order and then get the food, right? That is self
Right.
service kind of thing. So
Self
Self
service.
so each
service.
and every component will do some service. So like that, in the delivery controller, it will do this many service.
Okay.
Okay.
If any service is not running, it means that features you can't avail, right? Suppose in
Right.
hotel waiter is not there, then you can't get that waiter service, right?
Right. Right.
It will affect their hotel pride, or else uh, the customer will won't come again, right? There is no waiter, we need to do self service for each and
Yes.
everything. So it will
Right.
degrade the hotel performance kind of thing. The similar way, that if any service is not running in server, that complete functionality won't work. So you need to consider in that way. If the in any hotel waiter is not there, then most of the people will want to go to that hotel. Hey, we need to do self service, we can go to better other hotel, right? The similar way, in the server also, each and every component will have their own service. If it is not running, that particular functionality won't work. So as part of troubleshooting, you need to understand, so what kind of service will have in the delivery controller, so what kind of service will have in storefront server. First you need to understand about the service also, each components. So what if now you can see AD identity service, so what it will do. If you don't know, you can Google it also. I will tell you one more method here. Just go to properties, you can go to here, description you can see. So what it's mentioned here,
Merges Active Directory.
manages.
Oh, sorry, I cannot see.
Okay,
It's
fine.
very
Okay,
no.
tiny. Okay, that's fine. So manages Active Directory computer accounts. It means, I will give you example now. So you have already existing machine catalog, correct? I am going to add one more machine. Now I am clicking now. What you can see? This is Active Directory, right? So this is
Yeah.
my domain, correct?
Yeah.
So here you can see, right? So I am going to add one more machine. That machine name I am keeping here, right? So this is AD object. Okay, so this is called AD object, right? Under AD object, what kind of so what are the things are there under AD object? Which one you will tell? Users, computer, OU, groups, printer, and all, right?
Ah,
So if the AD service is not running, then when you are creating the machine, this machine won't create account in AD. That's why it's mentioned. So to get the AD object, this service should be up and running fine. Clear now,
yes.
Subrata?
Okay.
This service will get communicated with the domain controller. So if the service is stopped state, if you found this service is stopped state, then when you are creating the new machine catalog, so have you ever created machine catalog?
No.
No.
See, now you can see, right? So I'm creating one machine catalog. We'll discuss later, but just I'm giving some example for some services. Later we'll discuss. So now I'm creating machine catalog. Okay, single session. Yes, I'm going with other session. Now you can see, right? Add machine. I will come back. Change it. So add computer. I'm putting, right, some computer name. Okay, now I'm getting all the computers, right, which is related to CTX.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this information won't be populate here if the AD service is not available on the server. You got it, right? So if this information should
Okay.
be populate here, then the service should be up and running fine. That's what Citrix
Okay.
AD identity service. So when you are trying to add some machine in the machine catalog, so those machines account should be fetched from the Active Directory. So these I mentioned only CTX, so it's fetched all the computer name which is starting with a CTX. So if the AD service is
Because
not
it
run,
is added.
sorry.
Because the ID services is running, that's why it's
Correct,
showing up there.
correct,
Yeah.
exactly. Now you clear, right? Because you need to
Yes.
understand each and every service what it will do. Because for
Mm-hmm.
example, when you are creating the machine catalog, maybe the service is stop state. If you are keep creating the machine catalog, but you are unable to see the computer account, you install the agent in one machine, but you want to add that machine into machine catalog, but you are trying
Mm-hmm.
searching, that machine is not getting found in the console. Then you need to troubleshoot why the machine account is not showing.
Mm-hmm.
So you should know, you should directly go to the service. A AD related service is running or not. If it is not running, you need to start it.
Okay.
Okay.
So like that, you need to troubleshoot. So you need to understand. So what are the services are available after installing the delivery controller role on the server.
Okay.
So it's not like they're simply managing the Citrix environment over the studio, just creating the machine catalog, just creating the delivery group, adding the user, logging up the user. It's not like that. It's a L1 service desk team do. As a Citrix administrator, if you want to be a part of L2 or L3 team, you should understand all the services which is running on the delivery
Yeah.
controller.
Mm-hmm.
Clear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this is for basic idea I just explained. So what service, but we'll discuss in detail after deploying each component. Once we did the setup, then we will do the troubleshooting session. In that, we will cover all the services. We'll do live troubleshooting as well. If I stop the service, what will be the impact for the particular task? Now I showed you, right?
Mm,
So
Yeah.
yeah.
in the troubleshooting session, we'll stop the AD manager service, and then we'll see what will be the impact while adding the machine in the studio console. The similar way, will troubleshoot the important service for each component. Okay. So brother, clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, so you got it right. So what delivery controller will do? It will broker the session to the end user, and it will take care the VDA registration part. Mainly, it will do two things. What are the things? Session brokering and VDA registration. So delivery controller will do session brokering and VDA registration. Correct?
Okay.
This is the nature of Citrix delivery controller role. Apart from that, you can create machine catalog delivery. That is fine. But actual role will be delivery controller, session brokering, and VDA registration. If the delivery controller is down in your infra, then the session
Mhm.
brokering and VDA registration won't happen.
Okay.
Okay, now the one more point. How will you manage a delivery controller? By using which tool you will manage? How you manage your Citrix infra? Which component? By using which component? Which component you will use to manage your delivery controller? Studio, right? Subrada,
Yeah.
Mm,
see,
Yeah. Uh,
you installed a delivery controller role on the server, but if you want to see
mhm.
the delivery controller, you need to have Studio console, right? This is only console. It's not a role. It's application. It's like Google Chrome application. If you want to browse something, you should have a browser application, right? The similar way, if
mm,
you want to manage your delivery controller, you should have Studio console. So under this,
Okay.
you can see currently you are managing this delivery controller over Studio. You can see, right, controller.
Mhm.
So this
mm,
controller you are connected by Studio console, and then you are managing machine catalog delivery group, which is related to this particular controller. In interview, you might get this kind of question. So how will you manage the delivery controller? Which by using which component you will connect to the delivery controller?
So we should tell Citrix Studio.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Without Citrix Studio, you can't manage your delivery controller. Also, what you will manage in the Citrix Studio? I'm not asking component. What you will manage in Citrix Studio? You should have under Citrix site. By using Citrix Studio, I will manage a Citrix site. Correct? Citrix Studio and then India site. So this is called India site.
Okay.
So what kind of operation you will do in the studio? Creating the machine catalog, creating the delivery group, publishing the application, publishing the desktop to
application.
the end user, creating hosting connection, creating policy. So those you need to tell to the interviewer precisely, like they should not ask other question. Hey, this guy is know everything. They should
Mm.
think. In this case, you should answer them crisp and clear. You should have strong understanding about each and every component. You're clear, right? How will
Yes.
you
Yes.
manage
Yes.
delivery control? By using the Citrix Studio console, I will use to manage. So what you will manage in the Citrix Studio? I used to manage Citrix site. Under Citrix site, I can create machine catalog, I can create delivery group, I can publish application, I can publish desktop to the end user. So those kind of operation I can do by connecting the Citrix Studio. Which component will connect? Delivery control. That's it. Clear, this one?
Mm, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now up to these components clear, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow I will ask each and every component again. You have to explain.
Okay.
So this is clear. Now we'll move to other component. Storefront. Okay, simply you can understand the nature of work for storefront. User authentication. Okay,
Uh,
enna Ramalakshmi?
no, no, nothing.
Okay, okay. So the next role is storefront. What storefront will do? It will do user authentication and desktop and application enumeration. Enumeration is nothing but when you enter your username and password in the storefront page, the next
Mm.
second you will get your application icon or desktop icon, right? That is called enumeration.
Till that application we receive, that till enumeration process.
Correct, correct, correct.
After that, logon process, right?
Launching process.
Launching process. Okay.
So this is clear, right? So main purpose for storefront to authenticate user credential and then to enumerate the resource to the end user. Resource is nothing but application and then desktop.
Okay.
Subrata,
Yes.
clear?
Okay. Yes.
So Citrix delivery controller and then storefront will have communication. So Citrix delivery controller will have communication with uh,
SQL Server.
yes. So domain controller will have communication with all the component.
Because he's the code. So
Correct.
he's, yeah.
Exactly. Now you got the importance of the controller, sorry, the domain controller, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So
Because
all the servers will get communicated with the
active.
Active Directory.
okay. So this one, this one, this one. So
Yeah.
now, so generally still we need to discuss about two more components. That is also very important. So Citrix license server. Okay. Citrix license server and then RDS license server also will come. So you know what is RDS license server? Anyone heard before?
Remote desktop license.
So why we need that?
Uh, for user is connecting remotely, right? So for that purpose, we need that remote desktop license.
So then okay, that's fine, correct. Your understanding is correct. Then why we need it in Citrix Infra?
Uh,
I need to understand. I need to know your understanding.
okay. Look, what I understand is that some of the users, they're working from home, and they want to connect remotely. Remotely they want to connect with those application servers. For that purpose, they're using it. Like,
No,
okay, okay,
let me tell you. See, you are having
understood. Hmm.
VDI. VDI means Windows 10 operating system or Windows 11 operating system, correct?
Okay.
So when you published server operating system, from server operating system you published application and then server desktop. So from server means multi-session, correct? But
Mm.
Windows 10, Windows 11, only one user can log in at a time. Do you know that before?
We did.
See, if it is Windows 10 machine, for example, you might have published a VDI to the end user, right? So
Mm.
at the
Hmm.
same time, only one user can access that VDI, correct? That is called a single session. For
Single session.
desktop operating system, will allow only single session. Okay?
Mm.
For server operating system nothing but Windows 2016 or 19 or 22 or 25. It's called multi-session. At the
Multi
same
session.
time, multiple user can access. Okay, so
Okay.
for that you need see each and every session will have their own license. If you don't have RDS license in your environment, multiple user,
Siva,
yeah,
Yeah, in the console, I don't know, but I have seen that multi-session, single session. Is it referring to this?
Correct,
Actually, in the
correct. See,
in the
correct.
cloud console, I have seen that
See.
multi-sessions.
I
Uh,
will, I show you here also.
yes, yes.
For example, earlier it was like server OS or desktop OS. So in latest version, they modified into multi-session OS and then single session OS. Single
Mm,
session OS nothing but desktop operating system, Windows 10 or Windows 11. Multi
Dedicated videos.
Correct. So dedicated random anything you can create. I will explain you machine catalog type and operating system in detail. You will have clear understanding. But for now, so this is server operating system. Suppose if you are going to create machine catalog for server operating system, you need to go with the first option, which is called multi-session. Multi-session is
Multi-session.
in from one server, n number of user can connect from Microsoft because
mm,
this Windows server and all Microsoft product, correct?
Mm.
mm,
Yes.
So you are using my Windows server in Citrix environment. Why I need to allow you to log in multiple user in the single server? You need to pay for me. For that
yeah,
Mm.
purpose only, we need to pay to Microsoft to get the RDS license server. For example, you need to link this RDS license server with your Windows server. Okay, so whenever user is
mm,
logging to the any zen app server like a Windows server, one license will be consumed from RDS license. If there is no license available in RDS license server, when you launch the application, remote desktop license is not available, your session will be closed in 20 minutes. You will get the pop-up.
yeah. We get
Mm.
this for
Okay,
some user.
correct. So it means there is no available license in the RDS license server. So this RDS license server will be used only for Microsoft Windows Server, not for Windows Desktop. You should have
Okay,
clear understanding. Okay, this RDS license will be used for only server operating system.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so the next one is license server for whoever launching the application or desktop from the Citrix. Each and every user will get Citrix license. We'll discuss Citrix license type in detail. Okay, when we are
Mhm.
building the Citrix license server. But now we are discussing about Citrix architecture. Okay, so now up to this you are clear, right?
Mm.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Okay, now the next component will be hypervisor or BDA. So yesterday we discussed, right, why we need to use hypervisor. Okay,
yes. Mhm.
to create multiple virtual machine by using single hardware. Like you can buy highly configured hardware under that by using hypervisor technology. Hypervisor technology is nothing but VMware EXS server, Citrix Zen server, Microsoft Hyper-V. By using any one of the hypervisor, you can make server virtualization component this hypervisor, and then you can create multiple virtual machine. You can install the virtual desktop agent on that virtual machine. You can add to the Citrix site, and then you can publish to the end user. Clear?
Mm. Yes.
If you are not clear, ask me. I will explain you again.
Got it.
Okay. Subrada,
Yeah.
just ask me, man. No problem. You can ask me question. I will explain you.
No, no, that's fine. I just.
Clear, right? So this is called
Yeah.
hypervisor. So under this hypervisor, you can create a multiple virtual machine. See, this virtual machine we can create by using MCS concept or else PVS concept or else manual method.
Mm.
So this hypervisor will have communication with delivery controller. This is called hosting connection. So let me show you. Here you can see, right? So this is called hosting connection. This is my vCenter. Okay. So this is hosting connection. And then one more component. Which one we are missing for now? Which one we are missing?
Net scale.
No, no, one more.
Hyper.
Direct.
Correct, correct. So director. So you know what is the use of director, right? We don't need to discuss again.
Mm,
So
yes.
and then one more is netscaler. And then one more
Um,
end user device.
okay.
So now tell me up to this you are clear, right? If any doubt you can ask me, I will explain you again. Till that any doubt about this architecture?
No, no, it's
No
fine.
doubts.
Okay, now Ramalakshmi, can you explain based on your understanding, so how the end user will log into the VDI, so how it will work in the backend?
Uh,
That's fine.
user
If you tell wrongly also, that's fine. I need to understand. So, so how you understood about this backend process?
user launch that gateway URL.
Mm-hmm,
Uh, it will go to storefront page.
mm-hmm,
Storefront communicate with the Active Directory.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Again, it will send to storefront that password credential page.
Okay,
Then user enter the credential. Again, it will call Active Directory. What are the groups or what access user having?
mm-hmm,
Again, it will send communicate to storefront.
mm-hmm.
Then user will see what are the application user having.
Okay,
Then user launch that application. It will communicate to delivery controller.
mm-hmm,
Again, delivery controller communicate with Active Directory and database.
mm-hmm.
License delivery controller communicate with all, right? Active Directory, license server,
Correct,
hypervisor,
correct.
database. Again, it will send request. It will create. Sorry, it will send to ICA file to
Correct.
user.
Okay.
Then user launch that ICA file. User will able to log in application or desktop.
Okay. 50% correct. 50% you need to learn
Yeah,
the back end.
yes.
That's fine. Subrata, you have any idea or I can explain?
No, sir, I was not having any idea, sir.
Okay, fine then. So what end user will do? End user will hit the Netscaler URL. So and then user will get the user credential logon pop-up page. Okay, once user entered, then by using the LDAP service in the Netscaler itself, we have LDAP service. So LDAP service is nothing but our Active Directory communication. So once you enter the username and password, so Netscaler only will get communicated with the Active Directory. Okay, when you are having only
Okay.
storefront, then storefront will get communicated with Active Directory. Okay, Ramalakshmi, this part you missed it. So
Is
Netscaler,
one thing. Netscaler only communicate with storefront.
correct. When you are
Okay,
using
okay.
only storefront, if you are
Yeah,
directly hitting to the storefront URL, then the
yeah, yeah.
storefront will get communicated with here. Also,
Okay,
while configuring the Netscaler, you can decide who will do the authentication. Whether you want to do authentication by storefront, that we can do. By our storefront also we can do, but you need to configure in the Netscaler.
okay,
You need to give the responsibility to storefront for
okay.
validating the user credential. While doing the configuration in Netscaler, I will show you.
Okay.
But both can do.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Once the user ID validated, again the request will come to delivery controller. Delivery controller will check with DB. Hey, I got the user SID. By using the user SID only in database, delivery controller will ask, hey, this user what kind of application access details is having. So
Mm,
DB server will provide the information to the delivery controller, and the delivery controller will pass the information to the storefront. Storefront will show the list of application icon.
Ah,
Okay, so once user click the any icon, again that request will go back to the delivery controller. So delivery controller will see which icon user selected. It will check from which delivery group that application is published. For example, that delivery group is having two machines. Okay, that
okay.
delivery group is having two machine, but that two machine can send the connection to the end user for one application. So it will check, delivery controller will check which machine is having least connection. So it will check the load balancing. For
The
example,
Okay.
availability.
correct availability and this load management policy to check. For example, one service managing 5 connection, one more service managing 10 connection. So it will check based on the load management policy we can configure. Okay, so it will look for the least busy server. So and
Mhm.
then whether the least busy server state, whether it's a registered or not, like that it will check. So all the pre-checks it will do. If it is registered, again that information will go to storefront. When they are launching, again it will come back and then it will check the, sorry, while launching the ICF file only, it will generate the Citrix license. In
Okay.
between, storefront will get the information from delivery controller, right? That machine detail, this machine is ready to broker the session to the end user. Storefront, by using those information, will generate the ICF file. I
Okay.
missed this information. After getting the final stage of, okay, this server can provide the session to the end user, this information will pass to storefront. Storefront, by using those information, it will create the ICF file, and then ICF file will be downloaded in the end user machine. While launching the ICF file, again the connection will go back to the delivery controller and then Citrix license server it will come. If there is no Citrix license available, the session will be closed. If it is available, then the session will be opened.
Okay.
But at least now you should have some understanding, right? How the communication is happening.
Yes. This whole process is name
Citrix
Enumeration.
enumeration and launching process.
enumeration.
Enumeration and launching process. So
Okay.
again, we'll discuss about the port number. So what kind of ports is using for this communication, we'll discuss later.
So one question.
Yeah, please.
That load balancing வந்து எதுல இது பண்ணுவாங்க?
Actually, so in earlier we don't have that policy, but now we have that policy. Let me show you. Subrata, you can see, right?
Yes, yes.
So we have horizontal load balancing and a vertical load balancing. You can see the definition of each load balance method. Session are distributed among powered on machine. For example, if you have two machine configured for 10 session, first machine handle 5 concurrent session and then second machine handle 5. Okay, first it will like in AVD, depth load, breadth load will be there. Like first, for example, if you set 5 session, first it will complete 5 session in one server and then it will go for other server, unless until the first server reaches 5 session, then only it will go to the other server connection. Vertical means the least busy. The first server will go on session, the second server will go on session.